Say hi to the bad guy on a Monday night. Welcome to the show, Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. The Monday edition. We gotta wake y'all asses up. Get up, get up. It's Monday, everybody. Oh, Monday, Blue Monday. It's Monday. Well, get up, man. It's live from the basement, and it's the Negro Whisperer, man. And I'm in the building tonight with some esteemed guests. My partner Rail is early, and so I gotta acknowledge that because Rail's never early, right? Early by his standards. What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Happy to be here, man. Just been having a good time, honestly, man. Networking with people. My family started a prenatal care coordination agency, so now we on the lookout for Spanish speaking and Hmong speaking coordinators. So I
Oh,
just been
okay,
hollering at my friends list, man. Hollering
okay.
at all my Hispanic friends and Hmong friends, like, hey, y'all trying to be a prenatal care coordinator?
see,
I've been having a
see.
good time, man.
I have a very special guest tonight, man. This is gonna be a good show. If you're listening to the show right now, share it, share it, share it, share it. It's Outlaw Radio. It's what we do. My brother, tell these people who you are and what you do.
I'm Eddie Silas. I'm the owner and founder of Prolific Arms. Also own Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers, a gun store located out in Lennon, Wisconsin. It's not that far from Milwaukee, about 15 minutes outside of Milwaukee, straight up Good Hope Road. You'll run right into us. We're right in between Sussex and Menominee Falls. So what I do, man, I train, man. I train people that look like us because there's nobody in the city that's offering training, firearm training for people who look like us. Studies show that you learn better from people who look like you. You know what I mean? So I took it upon myself. I went and got my certification, and I've been training. I'm over 1,500 trained, as far as concealed carry courses go, and also just firearm safety courses. Teaching people how to shoot. I specifically have a course for women. It's an event that I hold once a month called Strapped, and women come out and empower themselves and learn how to shoot, man, and learn how to defend themselves in emergency situations. So it's one of the things I take great pride in, and looking forward to helping our community, man. There's not a lot of educational resources out there for us, so I want to do what I can to service our people.
All right. So to go back, first of all, welcome to the show. This is my brother Eddie Silas. Correct me if because I will murder a name. And
Yeah,
this brother, for all intents and purposes, is the proprietor of a black-owned gun store.
Right.
Right.
Ain't that so dope, man?
I don't know if
Shit
that
dope.
sound as good to y'all as it do to me. A brother who has a gun store. That is very exciting to me.
Man.
hit me with
Let's
the
say that. Uh, so we're gonna have a very deep conversation tonight about firearms and foundational Black Americans, which how we identify ourselves here on the show. So listen, if you're listening, 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio live from the basement. We got Prolific Arms in the building. We're gonna talk about some guns. Now, we're on Mondays and Wednesdays. We won't do the Big Black Sports Show tomorrow night, but we'll be back Wednesday with another edition of Outlaw Radio. So tune in then. But tonight we're gonna talk about guns because I am a black man who believes that black men should be armed, right?
Hmm.
And so, and then obviously once you get involved with firearms, you start to appreciate the engineering that's put into them. You know,
Right.
simply how they work and how they can function and this kind of thing. But so it's a culture thing for me, as well as a basic civil liberty. It's a culture
Right.
like because there's a gun culture. So how did you get into firearms? How'd you get started and on your way to becoming this proprietor of this shop?
it's real funny that you say that. And when you mention culture, what's out there for what's out there for our culture is not a lot, right? It's not a lot. It's not a lot of people willing to teach it. I mean, if you look around the city, there's no gun stores located in the city of Milwaukee, right? Which means I gotta leave where I'm at to go get instruction from people who don't look like me, don't care about me, right? They don't care about our problems. They don't care anything about us. So the thing is, I wanted to do what I can to culture and push it forward. Because if you look at where we're getting information from, TV, video games, and all that stuff, like look at the youth, where they're getting their information from, right? We got to control
Mm-hmm.
information. So I wanted to make sure I get a full education, start pushing our narrative to where we can change our community, right? For example, take this into consideration. I just wrote a proposal to a senator saying that in the first quarter of the year, over uh, 400 guns were stolen. Uh, and out of those 400 guns, 266 of those guns were stolen out of cars, right?
Mm.
So people guns are being stolen out of cars. These same guns are being used in crimes, right? All these guns that are being stolen are being used in crimes, and nobody's taking accountability for it, right? Which means like there's things out there that can help steer us away from that problem. A simple lockbox in a car that's tethered to the seat to where somebody can't go pull your gun out of there. Right? We don't want to give people easy victories. So that's the culture thing, man. We got to change the culture and the way we think about things. Right? The way we think about things, the way we store our weapons. It's all cultural, right? So we got to do the things to put this information in front of people to where it's readily available to them, because there's no way uh, that guns should be the same guns that are stolen are being used in crime. They can be used to, shoot our people. You know what I mean? Shoot the people you care about and the people you love. And the thing is, we're deprived of that information. Again, a simple lockbox. How many people even know about a lockbox that can be tethered to a seat that can prevent your gun from being stolen out of your car? When you, as a concealed carry holder, can't take your gun into a restaurant because there's signs posted on the door, or Mayfair Mall where there's signs posted on the door and you can't legally take your gun in there. And
Right.
again,
And I wanted to talk about all of that, but I did want to get because I really want to know how you got started.
oh, okay. So how I got started, man, it actually started as a joke. It started as this joke, man, because at the time I was a foreman on the railroad, BNSF Railways, where I would be traveling all over the nation trying to like doing railroad stuff, right? All
Yeah.
these guys were prior military, so I got invited to go out shooting with one of them one day. Like, hey, because I brought my gun to work because there was like mountain lions attacks. So they asked me to bring my pistol to work. So I did because I had to watch the guys on the ground. So I like bent over to pick up some. One of the guys noticed I have a gun on me. He was like, "Man, you're not supposed to have that." I'm like, "Yeah, I am, man. I want to keep it low." Told him why I had it. He was like, "All right, cool." So I got to make sure you can shoot. Can you come out shooting with us? So we all thought it was a joke. So I ended up going out shooting with him. I went out and I had my pistol. It was a MMP 2.0 at the time. It's MMP 2.0. Went out with him. All these guys pulling out ARs, AKs, sniper like big, like crazy. And I'm out there like, man, what's going on? They out there like a militia. And I got my little pistol. You ever seen Coming to America when they got that one scene when all of them got Tommy guns and everybody shooting, the dog pull out the little gun like pat pat. That's how I felt.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah, hard
Harlem Nights.
nice. Yeah, so that's how I felt, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so Jamie like, hey, Silas, you want to shoot my AR? So I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot it. So I grab his AR. I'm about probably like 150 yards away. I target dead center. Bing! So now immediately I'm hooked. It's like a drug for me. You smelling the gunpowder, got all that going on. So immediately I'm hooked. So I shoot it a couple more times, so I'm falling in love instantly, right? So I decide to buy me one. So around the corner from the hotel we were staying in, we were in Montana at the time. There was a pawn shop. So I went in there, I grabbed the first one I seen. Yeah, let me get that. So I'm talking crazy to Jamie all week, like, yeah, bro, I'm out shoot you. Jamie, big military guy, special op, big buff guy, right? But he's still like 60 years old, but he's still like a he older white guy, but super cool though, right? So talking crazy to him, yeah, man, I'm out shoot you. So we get back out there. He's like, all right, let me see what you got. So I unzip my bag, I pull my AR out, and dogs start laughing at me. Like, man, what the fuck is that piece of shit you got right there? And I'm,
Oh no.
Damn.
I'm like, what? It's an AR. And he's like, no, that's not an AR, it's a piece of shit. So I'm like, damn. I shot mine, then I shot his. I'm like, damn, I do got a piece of shit. So, so I'm competitive as hell, right? So what I end up doing, I read a bunch of books, read a bunch of watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I put one together myself. Took me about damn near like a month, but
Nah, that's dope.
yeah, man, we went back out there. I fucking same thing. I unzipped my bag, but the bag I did research. I was able to lay on the bag and you use it as like a little pad to shoot from. So I unzipped my bag, I lay on it, and I'm same thing. I'm hitting the targets, and he's like, "What the fuck is that, Silence? Can you build me one just like it?" Yeah, I from the stock to everything else, right, all the way to the muzzle. So he asked me to build him one. So I built Jamie one, and he paid me, and I wasn't expecting payment for it. So my now my name is out because everybody go to Jamie for everything on the railroad. So now my name is out, and Jamie telling everybody like Silas built some kick ass AR. And this is my first time doing it, so he paid me like $200-300, and then every town I was going into, I was building like man maybe 10 ARs for every town I would stop into. Every town. So we talking about Montana had plenty towns, so everywhere I go on the railroad, like my name was beating me there. So now everybody paying me to do this shit $300-400 at a time. So man, it when I end up quitting the railroad in a year and a half, man, I saved damn it like $50,000 to be honest with you, right?
Damn.
Oh yeah, like it was like that, right? And I'm already making great money on the railroad, so I ain't have to spend shit. So I'm just taking money and I'm throwing it in my bag, and you know, after a little bit of time, I count this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I damn near got 50 G's in here, right? So I I quit, man. I ended up quitting the railroad, got back to Milwaukee, and I noticed every town I would stop into would have resources for the people that's there as far as it relates to firearms, right? Firearm safety, all that shit, courses, everything. So man, I just wanted to offer it to my people, man. So I went and got certified with the NRA. I took, a bunch of courses. I started a security company with some of my guys here, and I trained all our staff on firearm safety, and then it just kind of poured over into the public. I got my people trained, man, and I started with doing the training with the security company initially, and then I started my own company, Prolific Arms, and kind of backed off the training there after a little situation, and then opened a gun store with my partner Garrett, and man, we've been rocking out ever since, man. Like it's been a honor and a blessing to share this information and education with my people, man. So
what's the name of the gun store and where's it at?
it's Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers, and it's located in Lannon, Wisconsin.
Okay,
Yep,
Lannon, Wisconsin. Okay,
yep, LAN, and that's about 15 minutes outside of.
right. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with it.
Like, is that over by
North
Colgate?
of Menominee Falls.
Yeah, it's just right. Yeah, it's in between Menominee Falls and Sussex, like literally right in between.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kamar, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Peace.
What up? What
Peace,
up,
peace.
How everybody doing?
man?
Man,
Man,
we good. We
blessed.
good. We tight, man. We tight.
That's what's
We
on.
got our brother Eddie Silas. He's a black gun store owner, but he's also a tactical expert and trainer.
Right.
So we're gonna
Right.
talk about some gun stuff tonight. So if you're out there listening, it's 262-202-5131. You can call in, ask this brother questions. I want to start. So I'm glad we got to get your background. And I understand that story because I'm one of those. Now my AR probably ain't. We gonna talk. Put it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's nice, but it's Fleet Farm and Fleet. It's Smith and Wesson, a sport to M&P Sport too.
Okay.
But I'm saying I do understand you that when you bust like that and you go pause when I say bust, when you go out there and you shoot the gun like that, it is kind of like a with the smoke and the shells popping out, and you like, whoa, and the noise. It's like, oh man, I want to do that. My son, I took him twice so far, and he's it ain't a week that go by that he don't ask me, dude, when is we going back to the range? Like, oh, okay. Right. So I get that and I identify with that. So, but you're from Milwaukee. Where are you from, Milwaukee?
Well, I was born in East St. Louis, man. I've been in Milwaukee since I was 6.
Okay, you from here.
So I'm, I'm here, man. This
Yeah.
home. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Okay. Now, what part of town you grow up in?
Man, I grew up in the Meadows.
Oh, okay.
At the time, North, and at the time, and then we lived in the area, so like Ferry Chasm along that area over there off of 85th and Browndale Road.
Okay. Yeah. So now, do you got any military training or anything like that?
No military training at all, man. I'm only certified, and then I took tactical training. A lot of tactical training I got is through the security company that me and my bros put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we talk about firearms and Real. Let me know if you got any questions for the brother Kamar. You got any questions? Y'all just chime in.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, brother.
It's about my P320, man, because
you
know, like I told you before, well, y'all brought it up on the damn show about how if you drop it, it's gonna
Slayer.
And because it's my first gun, it's sentimental, you know what I'm saying? And I cash for that motherfucker, man. I dropped like 700 at Strikers because they was like,
"Hey, Strikers overcharging you, man. I got those 29 right now."
See, man, and I bought mine like 4-5 years ago. Like the whole reason I bought mine, because at first I was in church, so it's like, man, I'm just gonna plead the blood of Jesus and shit like that, But one day some kids was running through my yard, and I go to tell them to stay out my yard, and I see it's a kid running from another kid that was carrying a gun bigger than him. And I'm like, damn, if they would have ran through my house to get from this boy, it would have been all bad because all I got is knives and shit in here. Yeah. So as a father and husband type shit, that feeling of helplessness, I never wanted to feel that shit again. So I said, damn, even if I just grab some shit for the house, I need to be able to protect my babies.
Absolutely.
So that was the one I grabbed because, all my friends had SIGs, but they had the 45. Yeah. And I was like, I ain't ready for a 45. Let me just try the 9. And they sold me on it because they were saying how, the barrels stay the same and you could just up it to whatever caliber you want. Yeah. So, like, do you get a lot of complaints for that gun? Like, do people return that shit back?
The Milwaukee Police Department, they're actually, I don't know if y'all been following them, but they actually accidental discharges.
Yeah, man.
However, I mean, because it's funny because I was just there business with them. Hopefully, we can land that bird. But the thing, I don't think they sent those back in because SIG had a mass recall for the. So what you can do is go to the website, type in the serial number, and let you know if your gun was made before a certain date because they had a mass recall to where they did change a part that was on there that prevents the discharge, the accidental discharge from being dropped. So I don't think Milwaukee Police Department sent those guns and get them serviced. That's what because it's a hassle. It's a hassle for police, man. They busy. They got cops out of here. There's just a shortage in it, and it's a shortage in cops. So can they afford to send 60 guns in at a time? They they busy. So
right.
Yeah, man. So as long as I would say check that website, put that serial number in, and see if it falls in that date to where it needs to be repaired or not.
And go get you a Glock. After that, go get you a Glock.
Hey, see, man, I be looking, man, like damn, $700. I could have got me 2 tours for that shit.
Hey, no. And say SIG in the same breath. That's disrespectful, man. Hey, but check it though. Hey, SIG's a good gun, man. Actually, I got one. I got it's a P320 318. Actually, I got 2. A P3 18 and I have a P365. And I never had an issue with them. Both of them shoot just fine, man. So But
Yeah.
I'm all over the place when it comes to guns, man. Because if I like it, I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And my gun collection is crazy right now. So I got Sig, Glock, CZ. I got everything, man. So don't fall in love with just one gun. Shoot it, see how you feel about it, and then just go. Cause some people just dedicate themselves to a brand. Like, man, all my guns
Right.
are big, but that's not what it is. Find something
If
that will
you,
play you, man, and
I
rock.
would even say if you got a, if you have, no matter how many guns you have, go and get you a Glock. I'm
You,
just saying in general, if you're gonna do guns, you can have all CZs, you can have every kind of thing you want,
yeah,
but go and get a Glock.
absolutely. I mean, man, we was talking before live. He ain't lying because let's say end of the world happened. All right, nuclear bomb went off. We got zombies walking around, whatever. Right. I'm grabbing my Glock because I know I can rely on it, and I know it's extra parts out there. If I gotta pull one off another Glock, I can do that. Right. So it's
Okay.
universal. So I'm a rock out with my Glock, and it's funny that he say that because I got one right here.
See what I'm talking about? If you love your
Yeah.
guns or you love guns, this is a free Negro show tonight. This is free Negroes, right? We're openly talking about the possession and the maintenance and the maintaining of firearms.
Yeah.
262-202-5131. So okay. So now we talk about I want to get into some legalities first of all.
Yeah.
Because he walks in, answer the phone. I want to get into some legalities. So let's talk about because everything now, the latest trend for I guess the past since Skippy them put it in effect is the carry and conceal in Wisconsin. And
Okay.
like so people believe it is things that it's not, and some people believe it's not things that it is. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right.
So let's talk about what a CCW actually is, because you do the training, correct?
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
Okay, what's
uh,
this about?
a concealed carry license, man, is just a right to carry your gun concealed, right? Wisconsin is an open carry state, but you got to ask yourself, is it smart to carry your gun openly in Milwaukee? And I can show you at least 12 videos to where people, if you're showing your gun, you will be targeted for your weapon, right? People literally will target you for your weapon. So it's not smart. The best thing you can do and the most legal thing you should do is get your concealed carry license. The fact is, it allows you to carry your gun in your car how you see fit, carry it on your body how you see fit, and you don't have to worry about getting pulled over by the police. But I always say one of the difference makers, man, and why people should consider taking a class of people that look like them, and it is not. It's definitely based, right?
All right, Kev. I
Um,
see you answered. I want that dude finish up.
so you want to consider taking a class from people that look like you because nobody go through what we go through and deal with the stress that we deal with once you got those blue and red lights behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
now you throw a gun in the mix, how are you gonna feel? How are you gonna operate? You know what I'm saying? So I can show you my partners are former law enforcement, so we talk about what they like to see, right? So I don't put a whole strategy together behind it. How you supposed to operate and how you supposed to talk to them and how where you supposed to keep your hands. You know what I mean? At 10 and 2. So, man, I encourage anybody out there who got a weapon. If you're not a felon, if you don't have any domestic abuse or child abuse or anything like that on your record, you haven't have any mental health commitments, go get your concealed carry license, man. It's very important, man.
Okay, now we have a
Hey,
caller with a
hey,
question.
and even if you are a felon, take your chances.
See, I can't legally say that.
You
Right.
can't.
It's Outlaw Radio.
I can't legally say that.
Right,
Right.
I know you
I
can't.
don't want nobody knocking on my door, but
Right.
Hey, hey,
I,
hey,
I, I
here on
believe
out.
I believe certain felons, man, should be allowed to carry firearms when they've been locked up for non-violent crimes. You know what I mean? I got family members, man, who totally changed their lives around that are business owners and doing their thing, and they can't carry a firearm and been penalized. I mean, physically penalized. One of my and again, I don't want to put I ain't gonna say who, but one of my people, they was robbed, you know what I mean, at gunpoint, put their whole family on the ground and couldn't do nothing about it. And then you talk about feeling helpless, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
And listen,
We
man,
good.
I'd rather be judged by 12 than covered by 6. I can tell you that much.
We got a caller with a question. Let me Ewok tap in. What's happening?
Man, I was talking like a motherfucker, man. You didn't have me on the mic.
I know we have a guest, so we was listening to answer a question. I thought I thought you was listening to the show.
I ain't got no questions. I'm talking shit.
I don't know what you're talking
God
about.
damn it. I like to be saying shit. Look, anybody who got something, I want to be able to have the right to have the same shit they got to fight back fair with their ass. When
Yeah.
we talking about guns and shit like that. If you got a nuclear bomb, I want one too. You know what I'm saying? Now the world don't work like that. We know it don't work like that. But I still understand the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I still deserve to be able to defend myself against any man, no matter what they got. All these rules and all of this shit talking about you get a damn felony for some gay shit like weed and they tell you you can't have no gun.
Yeah.
You know, how come I can't have no gun, man? Because you caught me with a weed case from 2002.
And then took him.
And now I can't have my gun to protect myself. So we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about the whole thing. You know, this outlaw radio. Let's blast the whole thing all the way wide up in the open. If you got a nuclear bomb, I want one.
I'm glad they don't sell nuclear
Hey,
bombs.
you
Like
know what
that.
sucks about that law? What sucks about that law is, it's a divine law about
I want to be.
self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? And here these people are, taking away rights just because somebody got a child support case or something.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
No,
And
I'm
Absolutely.
now I can't protect my family.
Right. Deion James said, I'm a felon and it's not violent, but I'm not risking my freedom to have a gun. I don't think you should. Well, I'm like Kamar though. You gotta take your chances. And it's just not what you do, is how you do it. So
Exactly.
technically what's in my house should not, nobody else should, if the situation comes where I have to use it, it'll be like, well, you wasn't supposed to have this. I know, but I'm glad I did because of what
Straight up.
happened. So,
Right.
he said maybe one day they'll allow nonviolent felons to have a firearm. I applied for a pardon and it was denied. So I'm helpless and I understand that. So it is what it is. No
man.
doubt. And you can't write. If you have that on you, it wouldn't be smart for you to be out like we are doing, openly discussing because I'm not a felon. So I'm fully able, like Jay-Z said, like short sleeves, I bear arms. So so yeah, man, we got to give brothers who are nonviolent felons, we got to get that back for them.
Yeah.
But so let me see. He said he can't buy one. So my brother, so we talking about carry and conceal. I heard you say something earlier, and I was thinking, like, man, I question that because I've always said I didn't need a CCW because it's an open carry state, meaning I could be riding in my car with it as long as they can see it. Saying, so
Bro,
what's the reality of that?
man, the reality of that is Fidel Castile, right? That's the reality. The young man that was in Minnesota
Right.
who
Yes.
had a legal concealed carry license. So you open yourself up to false accusations to where they say, "Hey, yeah, he had a gun," or "Hey, yeah, we know he had a gun, so I shot him." You know what I mean? They can say whatever, make up whatever story they want, and do whatever they want. But if you concealing your weapon, they don't know if you have a gun or not. So the thing is, I like the guess game, right? Let them guess. I don't tell them unless they ask. I mean, the law is I don't have to say anything. I have no legal obligation to say if I'm pulled over and I have my concealed carry license. I don't have to volunteer that information unless they ask. If they
But I
ask,
mean, I guess my question is, he was reaching for his ID, Castile, right?
yeah,
Philando, was that his name?
yeah,
Philando Castile, and
okay.
he wasn't reaching he didn't have a gun on him, did he? I thought he
No,
just was
he had
saying,
no, he had his gun.
okay, he did have it. Okay,
Had his gun on him, but they asked him to reach for his license, right? And that's what he did. He said, he let him know if you watch the video,
right.
license. And the officer said, "Hey, yeah, blah blah blah." After he told him what he was going to do. So my thing is showing your firearm and having your firearm. Like some people, like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw it on the dash when they come. So what if you dealing with Mike from Manitowoc that don't understand black people who see that gun on your dash and they decide to do what they want to do? Make up whatever story they want to make up. My thing is you protect yourself by concealing that weapon. right?
Ain't the flip side though? Ain't the flip side though that they could shoot you, and then unjustifiably, and then when they get on you and search you, you got a concealed weapon, and they'll say, "This is why I shot him because I knew he had a weapon."
Hey, but look, at least it's a guess game. Then he don't know if you got a weapon or not. Like he can 100% shoot you if you, if
Mike from Manitowoc can shoot you for whatever.
yeah, I mean, it's a good chance, right? But
Shit.
and having a concealed carry license, your gun was supposed to be concealed. But at least now the city of Milwaukee got to pay your family a couple $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no getting you back. So the best thing you can do is layer yourself the best way you can with some protection.
Mm.
Concealed carry, your concealed carry license, some concealed carry insurance, all that stuff, man. Like insurance is only $10 a month, and they send a lawyer out. It's like $11 a month. They'll send a lawyer out on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? If anything ever took place with your with you having to protect yourself or being in a situation with the police. So, man, that's the best thing you can do is layer yourself, man.
So let's talk about self-defense then. That's why we all here. Let's talk about self-defense. I'm in my house chilling in the bed with wifey laid up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Boom, something went bump in the night. Who that said that is? What that is? I'm looking around. Yeah, my wife. Hey, you hear? I hear it. I fetched the itchy out the drawer. Book up. I'm equipped right away out the bedroom door. Right on my Miami Vice shit.
Yeah.
This cat's halfway in the house. He in the window.
Okay.
I stand there. He get all the way in. Bong bong. I hit him. He dropped. He dies. Am I going to prison? I'm
No,
not a felon.
no,
I
you
don't have a CCW.
not.
I'm in the house.
You absolutely not, man, or you shouldn't, right? This is the thing. This is called what's called the castle doctrine. In certain circumstances, use of deadly force may be presumed lawful when someone forcibly enters your house, business, or vehicle while you're present. But you got to be present. So if someone come into your house that's not supposed to be there, you put them down. You're within your right to, right? Because you don't know if they're threat or not. If they broke in your crib to sell Girl Scout cookies and you shot them, well, they broke in your crib. You know what I'm saying? So nobody should forcibly come into your house that's not supposed to be there. So if you got to protect yourself legally, you're within your right to do so. But I'm not a lawyer, but I
Right.
what's said from the DOJ. The laws and everything. What's done with the DOJ. That's my job to study that and relay the information to the people. So someone fortunately it's called castle doctrine, and you can look it up. Someone
Right.
enters your home, business, or vehicle while you're present. You must be present.
Is
You
that
have
on the books here in Wisconsin? Castle Doctor?
to call castle doctrine. Yeah, you can
Okay.
go to United States Concealed Carry Association or USCCA, and it'll tell you all the laws by the doctrine or by the
Okay.
by the doctrine where it's doctrinated at. So uh,
Right. Deion James hit my question right on the head because he said, I don't think you can shoot no one in your car. And I was just gonna say I hear him in the driveway. If he in my whip and I'm yo, and he turn around and maybe he got a gun or a knife and I ha ha.
all right, so check it. This funny because I say this. So the castle doctrine says you cannot use deadly force of. I mean, the castle doctrine says um, the vehicle, but you got to be present. Vehicle, home vehicle, or business while you're present, you must be present. But if someone was at your car, you look out the window, someone was at your car, you went to go confront that person. Hey, get away from my car. All right, and this person reached in their waistband and you put them down,
Dong
right?
dong.
But look, this is you cannot use deadly force unless you reasonably believe you're an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm. All right, did you believe you was in was you in fear for your life? Basically, were you in fear for your life? If so, isn't it reasonable for you to believe that this person had a gun because he reached for his waistband? Right?
Okay.
Is it reasonable? Yeah, it
It's
is.
gonna cost you some
Right?
change. You better
It,
get a lawyer.
yeah,
You gonna have to get a you to represent you.
definitely going to have to get a lawyer, man. I mean, I'm not. Again, I'm not telling anybody to go do anything like that. But what I'm saying is, it's reasonable for you to believe your life was in danger if someone reached for their waistband. It's reasonable. So the law says you cannot use deadly force unless you reasonably believe you're an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm.
Now hold on.
That's how the
How much
police do it.
He said it's not a police do it. You're right,
Yeah,
Kamar. That's what they always say, right?
and it says this. It got to be reasonable, and it can be mistaken. So let's say if this dude reached in his waistband and you pop it, bang bang, right? You hit him, and he pull out some orange chicken menus. He was just putting menus on the window. Wasn't it reasonable for you to still believe your life was in danger? The answer is yes, it's still reasonable. However, can that party sue you? Can his family sue you? Can you be held liable? Yeah, but civilly you can be held liable. Criminally, you should be fine. As long as my advice is let your lawyer tell that story for you. You should
Right,
never
right.
tell that story, right?
If you just tuning in, it's Outlaw Radio live from the basement. We got Prolific Arms and gun store proprietor Eddie Silvis.
Silas.
Silas.
Yes.
Okay. I told you I'll mess it
God
up sooner or
damn it,
later.
Kevin.
The store again is Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers. We located out there in Lennon, Wisconsin. Look us up.
Yes. Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers. Is that what you said?
Yes, Wisconsin Fire.
Okay. I'm gonna get all the information for y'all and we'll share this. Because I'm gonna take some visits. This might be the first mobile outlaw radio show I do.
And definitely come check us out. I'm gonna do a crazy Black Friday promotion, man. You can come and host, come right in with the podcast, man, and rock it out.
Man, we might have to look into this, man. This is very intriguing to me. Kamar, like, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool.
I could come to that. I just can't hold none of the guns.
But
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. That's true. But you can sell some vitality while you're there, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
Set you up a booth, man. We look out.
yeah. Yeah, there we go. We make it happen, Captain. So yeah, man, black people and guns, right? In the days and times such as these. And by the
Man.
way, we have a firearms expert, a tactical brother in the building tonight. So any and every question you have about firearms, if you just want to shout your firearm out, Spice want to say peace to my motherfucking 9.
Yeah.
If you just want to do that, hit us up, man. 262-202-5131, man. Let's get it done. So in these days and times, as a a black man, I feel like there's a sense of you never know in the air. I feel like, and what Ernest called in and said is very true. And he said, if they can have a nuclear bomb, I want one too. I get that metaphor
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when people talk about gun control, and we say, well, they say, well, we shouldn't be allowed to have. People ask me this, Kev, why you got an AR-15 with a 50 shot,
Shit.
75 shot clip? And my only answer really is because they got them, right? Like, because why can't I have one if they got them? I should have one too.
Yeah.
Now, so I want
Right.
to ask how much overkill played into like this self-defense thing. If somebody's in my home and I hit him with all 50 of the ARs,
Hey, but listen, my thing is you must stop shooting when the threat has ceased, right?
okay.
Threat is hit the ground. You can't go just shooting while they on the ground, right? That's a good way to spend some time in jail right there. As far as overkill goes, you shoot until the threat is down. Until they down, and they no longer a threat to you and your family, man. Um, as far as like gun laws go, they don't. It's stupid, right? Gun laws don't do nothing but affect us people that are legal because criminals don't give a fuck about no,
Right.
Exactly.
right? All
Right.
they're doing is
There we go. There we go.
they
I
create
like that.
targets, bro. Like think about this. Think about it. Like literally creating fucking soft targets. Literally because if I'm a criminal, I'm going where there's going to be the least path of resistance, which means I'm going to walk into Mayfair Mall because there's no guns allowed there. Then I'm gonna get on some bullshit in there because odds are is no guns in there, right? There's nobody that's going to be allowed to defend themselves in there. So all they doing is literally making it harder for you and me and everybody else legal that's doing their shit the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like a criminal, like, oh man, we can only use 9 bullets to rob you now. We can only use a 10 round. Like that shit's stupid. It's dumb. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about it.
So
So
what would you recommend? Because now we talking about guns, and I don't want anybody to even be under the false impression that we here at Outlaw Radio are not sensitive to the problem we have in our community with gun violence.
Right.
I'm not skipping through that. I'm not skipping over that or anything. I believe the right and the privilege to own a firearm should be treated with respect, and I think you should be a responsible firearm owner. And I tell, like, even if you have a CCW, you have to be able to manage that energy that you, because the gun changes everything.
Yeah,
I've seen brothers who wouldn't bust a piece of fruit in a fruit fight, get a pistol on them and turn into Chuck Norris.
right,
And it's like that gun, you got to be able to even manage that. Like, and you ever been riding with somebody who got, it don't matter what. Well, what is that other? I don't know. I got my gun. He reached for it. Dude, you don't got to pull the gun, because normally we just keep riding.
right.
So you know what I'm saying? So what do you think should be done or applied in terms of gun control from our government?
Man, I'm gonna go out and just flat out say this: fuck gun control. It does nothing. It does nothing.
Right. Say that shit,
Care
man.
about control. But what I'm gonna say is, as far as our community goes, and what goes on in our community, is more racist shit. And what I mean by that, we've been deprived of fucking education so fucking long. When the NRA is out at these schools where my office is, the NRA is out there. They're in the schools, right? So owning a gun is a discipline, just like martial arts, right?
Right.
It takes practice. It takes a lot. You know what I mean? You got to go seeking information. Practicing the need not to use your firearm. All that shit is a discipline, right?
Right.
We've been deprived of fucking education so long to where it becomes normal to us to accept the bullshit that they tell us. Like, you're too dangerous to have a fucking gun, but you are not over there because you
Right.
zip codes down and not. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, um, again, having resources available to us is key, man. And we don't have those resources. Like I told you, like, fucking 400 guns were stolen out of cars. Nobody don't know it's a fucking lockbox out here that can protect your gun from being stolen out of the car. 266 out of 400 guns that were stolen, 266. That's more than half, right? There's technology out there that protects us, but we're not privy to that information because there's nobody in the hood talking about it. They don't
Mm.
allow it. They don't even allow gun stores. There's more racist ass, bullshit ass shit, like taking our educational resources away. They've been doing it for a long time, and having a gun is just or not having gun educational resources is another form of that racist ass shit they've been doing forever.
So
Real
look,
shit.
let me check this out. Let me check this out because my chat room is popping. And I gotta take advantage of this brother's knowledge while he's here. So I'm actually, we'll get to a point where people can really focus on questions, but I wanted him to be able to expand on things. So it's not that I'm not answering my phone, I'm allowing the guests to speak. Right. So welcome to the show. He said, because I gotta start with Ewok saying, hey, listening people, Kev ain't answering his phone. Well, MC Tone said I keep rocks and Glocks.
Hey, yeah,
He said word, Kev. MC Tone said, I love my gun like I love my hoes. Shout out to MC Tone, right? Right. It depends on where you at, right? What's going on, Outlaws? How you doing, Sharon Evans? Who else we got?
Peace.
Another MC Tone. He said MC Tone will bust a cop like he will bust a check. All right. Well, yeah. They say gone with your bad self. Um, but no. So the correlation I wanted to make as a gun store owner, right? We look at a situation like Badger Guns, right? Which the first gun that I purchased as an adult legally was from Badger, right? And I went there from 1 to 5 to 7 to 9 guns all of a sudden that I purchased from there. And I'm going to the range every weekend but there's a problem with what they're doing because the straw purchases
okay,
and a large percentage of these firearms end up being used in homicides and like shootings in the city.
right.
So like as a gun store owner, because if just let's be honest, like we keep it $150, right? Like, so I'm a felon, whatever. Hey baby, you go in the store and get this gun from. You can tell when she there, when she look acting like she looking, but she usually don't come in there and buy a big ass 4.5 with a 17 shot clip, right? Like, yeah, that's the one I want. Yeah, right. So how do you as a gun store owner prevent this?
How do I prevent it, man? It's judgment, man. Like, I hate one of the things that I hate, man, is judging a book by its cover. Cause honestly, I just had a nurse walk into my store. She just bought uh, a $4,600 staccato.
Mm.
If you ever, and it's a pistol, $4,600. And when I first seen her, I'm looking like, man, this little bitty girl buying all these guns, and I damn near red flagged her, like, no, she can't buy here. But then having a conversation with her, had a conversation, I'm like, God damn, she know her shit. Let me go ahead and sign this paperwork for her real quick, right? So my thing is, I can't judge a book by its cover. I don't know who's doing the straw purchase or not, but how I do it and how I protect against it is, I use judgment. Like there was a situation, and again, my store has been open probably like a year, probably like a year and a half now, right? Little under a
Wisconsin Firearms
year.
and
Yeah,
transfers
yeah.
in
So
Landon, Wisconsin. This is his shop.
yeah,
Okay.
so store's been open for probably like a year and a half. In a whole year and a half, I've only had to restrict somebody's like red flag somebody only one time. And how this shit happened, because it was a white guy. He come in there, right? He bought a gun from me before. He bought a Glock from me before, and he come in there. Every time he come, I notice his hands are dirty as hell, right? He not put together, like they woke this dude up off the street, like, hey, come, come buy this gun for me. I'm gonna give you some crack type shit. So, the first time, I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna sell him a gun. He probably just got off work. He probably a construction worker, whatever, right? Because I get that. People come in off work, they do construction, they dirty, whatever. Whatever. So I ran his background check, everything came back approved. So a little while later, I see him at some gun shows. I do a bunch of gun shows. See him at some gun shows. He he coming in there again. He dirty, same thing, right? And he smells too. He smells like he slept in a damn sewer, right? So every time he get close, you can smell him. And then he try to buy Glocks again. So this time at the gun show, I held his background check, right? I submitted it, it came back approved, but I didn't approve his background check at the spot. So what I did was I went back, I gave it a couple days, and this dude kept calling and calling, trying to check the status of his background check. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not transferring a gun. So I told him, I gave him a call, like, hey, look, I'm suspecting you of a straw purchase. I'm not gonna approve your gun to be sold from this store. So end up hanging up the phone. I sent him a check in the mail. He was pissed because I sent the check to the mail he filled out on the application. So eventually it got there, right? Because I got a tracking number on the check. So I know, and again, I can't mention this dude's name. The dude that he was with, he had signed the check over to this dude that he was with. So it was a fucking straw purchase. You get what I'm saying? Because he had
Right.
sent the check over that I just wrote from him to the dude that he was with. You know what I mean? So, you know, all I can do is use my better judgment. If I'm feeling a certain type of way, man, you got to trust your intuition. Now, can I prevent guns from being stolen? There's nothing you can do about it, right? There's nothing you can do about it but use your better judgment. If you suspect it, then pull the plug on the activity. And so far, man, it's been good, man. I've been encountering a lot of good people. I get a lot of support from the community, and yeah, man, it's just been a good experience. So other than that one situation, I did just recently have a situation where a gentleman stole a gun. This was like Thursday. Watched him on the camera do it. Called him today, like, look, I don't wanna report you to the ATF, but if you don't, you know what I mean, that's a felony. You done. You cooked. So he ended up bringing the gun back. And I still call the police on his ass though. But
Wow. Wow.
I mean, but
Um, shout
I,
out to
I
shout
have
out to
man.
Mariah Johnson. She
Yeah,
said put the store in the chat.
okay,
We gotta put the store in the chat. Let me see if I can write it.
okay. So yeah, man. I had to report him because this is my livelihood here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the
Right, right.
family. It's the way I keep my community educated. He not looking at it from that standpoint. You know what I mean? That little selfish moment could have destroyed me as a store because now I got the ATF knocking on my door and you shutting my auditing my paperwork, shutting my store down because somebody wanted to be ignorant. You know what I mean? So he ended up bringing the gun back, but at the same time, man, I already had made the report to the ATF before I knew it was him. And this dude was an avid customer. He came to my store all the time, man, and it's a shame that it had to go there.
Wait, so now how did he get okay, so is this somebody you were familiar with and you walked off
Man,
or
crazy is this dude was he was a
I misspelled it. Let me take that off. Go
so
ahead.
also, man, they can check out the website too. I can post it.
Okay, because I totally screwed that pony.
Yeah, I can post to the the chat too. They can check out the website too, man. wifirearms.com.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see. This AM for the let me get back because I got people making comments. I see Ernest Walker is in the chat. He says, "Who's that looking in my window? Pal, nobody there, nobody now. Goody mob." Rick Muhammad said, "Ex-white vets with military clearances have full access to any firearms."
I wouldn't necessarily say that, bro.
Okay, okay.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
necessarily say that. I mean, you got a lot of access. Usually yours is restricted because we don't know about it. We're not privy to that information. Man. We don't know about Form 4s and Form 2s. We don't know that a silencer is actually legal, right? Y'all, I bet
Uh-huh.
you know that. I just got my first silencer 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't know
How
that.
long did it take? Because I heard it take like 6 months to a year.
It did. It's only 3 months now. It's an
Oh,
e-form.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
out online. It only take 90 days now in most cases.
so what would I
Okay.
have to do to get if I wanted something fully auto?
Oh man, you got to get a tax stamp. You got to send your fingerprints in to the federal government. It's all kinds of little loopholes you got to jump through. But I got a full auto waiting on in my shop now, waiting to be transferred to the customer. So
Can you handle that paperwork? Can you
yeah,
assist?
that's what I do. Yeah, I handle
How much it costs?
It's a $200 tax stamp and whatever the firearm is. So we charge for the fingerprints, and the fingerprints is good because it's digital. You get to use them every single time, whether you want an automatic weapon or a silencer. But you got to think automatic weapons is expensive, man. I got this one. It's like 15 G's. You know what I mean? If you got 15 G's to throw around, and
Okay.
that's not the best one. You know what I mean? I think it's like a Uzi or something like that, or Uzi or it is Uzi.
But couldn't you technically build a fully automatic weapon if I said, okay, brother, well, I guess that's something we probably shouldn't talk about on the show.
Let's say it will.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, all you gotta do is holler at little Ray Ray over in the next alley.
He definitely know how to do it. I mean, I ain't giving nobody advice, but you can go online, you can bend the hanger the right way and get yourself a full auto. You know what I mean? I'm not
Okay.
giving anybody no advice, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Right. No, so if when you talk about training, you do training. What's involved in this training? What's the skills that you work on with people?
So man, it's a lot, man. First of all, the concealed carry training is big. I mean, just coming in and get that training from people that look like you is it's a good thing, man, because I mean we view the world a little bit differently than they do. Like you can go out to Cabela's, you can go out to places like that, but no, they don't drive around in our city. They don't worry
And
about
they treat you like shit when you go out there too. They don't be wanting to serve you, especially at Cabela's, because I've been all up and through there.
exactly, right? You just another number there, but you come to my shop is love. I'm gonna be an ongoing resource for you. You know what I mean? Once you get that gun, you got any questions, you got anything, I'm going to be a resource for you. I do free maintenance courses to where you can come get your maintenance, learn how to do maintenance, perform maintenance on your gun. And again, I can do the maintenance for you, which is do a basic field strip, show you how to clean it, or I can do it for you, but I'd rather show you how to do it yourself to where, you don't got to pay me every single time you come do it, right? So we do free firearm maintenance, and we do classes, man, teaching people how to shoot, teaching people, how to shoot accurately, because Have y'all seen that latest YouTube video where dude pull out a gun and I mean he at the range, he shoot like he go through a whole clip, 18
Don't
rounds.
even touch the target.
Don't touch the target, man. So think about that. He just killed everybody at the party but his target.
Right. And
So
had the nerve to be trying to floss.
yeah,
What's happening, Sire? We got the brother from Prolific Arms. His name is Eddie Silas, and he owns Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers in Landon, Wisconsin. So he's a black gun store owner. He's a tactical trainer. He's CCW trainer. Now, tactically, what are you going to teach somebody if I say I want some tactical training with my gun? What am I working on then if I'm getting tactical with it?
all right, so it's a number of things. First, before you can get tactical, man, you got to get the basics down. Most people don't know the basics: trigger control, body control, sight alignment, how to actually hold a weapon. Like you got to get that stuff down before you get tactical, right? Now,
Okay.
getting tactical is now you moving with your gun. You're able to move because anybody can shoot at a target that's just sitting still. But the fact is, people move, right? You move, right? So when you talk about tactical training, we try to get as close as possible, simulate those things to where maybe you got to duck behind a car. How you position the gun to where you're not going to shoot yourself, right? Like going through that stuff, mental scripting and giving people different scenarios is part of the tactical training that we do, right? Man, it's definitely key, man. Just being able to move with the gun. Most people don't know how to do it. Most nope, nope. Who knows how to get through a house, their own house, when your heart is pounding out of your chest, right? And your breathing changes, tunnel vision sets in, your stomach is in knots, right? Who knows how to go through and get through your own house? Not too many people without falling. And I mean, when all those are factors. Everybody can be like, yeah, I can do this or I can do that. No, fam, like um, and I'm a really good shot, man. Like I'll send you some videos on me shooting, right? It's a whole different beast when I went through that tactical training. It's a whole different beast when you gotta move through a course or you gotta get out a car and shoot, or you know what I mean? Like a whole different other beast. So these are the type of things that we offer, man. So it's layers to it. I would start at the basic, very basic level is learning how to shoot accurately, and then it's tiers to it. Tier one is how to actually hold your firearm and move with your firearm, how to clear a room, how to do things like that. So it's a bunch of different layers, but I would say first start at that lower level and then work your way up, right? Work your way up to where now it's instinct versus you moving off of just adrenaline.
Okay. Now I got a question. Shout out to Joey Phillips. Oh man, my big homie. He said, peace and love to you, brothers. I received my CCW from shooters and US Law Shield for legal defense for self-defense in case I have to protect myself. Is this a good thing to have?
Man, legal. Man, listen. I actually sell Law Shield in the store. Man, it's good because it's a cheap. It's cheap. It's about $11 a month, 11 $12 a month, like that, something like that, and it gives you protection. So if you were ever involved in an incident where you have to use your firearm, you can call them and they're going to send a lawyer out on your behalf, and there's no amount of money that they won't spend on you in order to keep you from being it, providing you with legal an attorney.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everybody out there, man, get that. If you're not familiar with it, stop into my shop, and I can hook you up with it. It's
Man, that right there. That right there is very important. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get these CCW license and everything, and they don't understand the rules. And a lot of people, young people especially, think you could shoot somebody and figure you good because you got a license.
right,
But you know what I mean?
Right, right.
It's layers to it, and there's many rules that you know what I mean. You got to really fall under to be able to beat the case still.
right.
So a lawyer is what you need.
It definitely is, man. My whole thing is, and these young people think it's easy as shooting someone and going home. I'm gonna tell you like this: I've been in a situation where I had to use my weapon in self defense, bro. I'm still fucked up. I'm still I don't sleep more than 4 hours. You know what I mean? I'm still fucked up. I still see the person face. I'm haunted by it, even though it was a situation where um, it was self defense. However, like it's not as easy as like being able to, just go home and go to sleep. You still got to
Right.
go process. I went a whole year to where I didn't know I was going to go to jail or not. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say anything to brag, bro, but I get this information to my people, and I want to share it with them. Like, fam, it's stressful. It's stressful. I'm talking. I'm what 38 years old, man. I spent 2 years losing my hair over the shit. You know what I
Wow.
and
So we got another question. I want to bring this Ernest. What's going on, man?
Yeah. So uh
Hello?
yeah. Oh, yeah, here I go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, got you. I go in the other room when I talk to you so don't be no malfunctions, nothing. So, all right, you got all of your stuff, you got everything coordinated, you got all of this stuff in your head about what's safe, what's not safe, what's this, how you should play the law, how you can talk to the police officers, and you got all of that shit. Then, when the moment of truth comes, you know what I'm saying? When the moment of truth comes, you know what I'm saying, what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because me, they ain't getting me. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you saying it's better to know than not to know what
yeah.
to do or not to do. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But man, they ain't getting me free. Fuck that.
Okay.
So
Was that your question or is that your statement?
Oh, that's a statement. And I'm done. I just wanted to make that statement. They
That,
don't, they,
that
they don't
shit.
need to get me free. Fuck that.
And he mean that shit.
The goddamn
feel,
statement.
feel that in
That's what's up,
your
you what? Look, no, because I think okay, and so I want to talk about like being actually owning a gun. I talked about the cultural thing, and if you really like to, if you get into it, right, and you start to really understand it, it's something that you have to maintain a gun. Like you could buy the gun, put it up, leave it in the closet 12 years. No, you have to keep it cleaned. You have to keep it lubed. You have to make sure the parts are functioning. And that's why you were talking about field stripping. So even understanding how to break that thing down in the field and say, nah, I could put it right. Now, so something like a Glock, which you can break down like boom, versus like a 1911 where you got to sit down with some tools like, oh shit, I got to take the whole right. So see the Glock right easy, right? Right off. The slide is right off, right? That's field stripping.
why we love Glocks because it's easy maintenance, man. It's very easy maintenance. I'm a certified Glock armor, man. So all this stuff is real easy to do. And then when I took this course, I got a whole different understanding of Glock, the history behind it. Glocks is again, if it's an end of the world scenario, I'm grabbing my Glock. I gotta grab my Glock because it's gonna be easy to maintain out in the field versus me having a CZ or anything else for that matter. Basically, Glock set the standard as far as maintenance goes and everything else goes. By everybody chasing Glock, and everybody's been doing it for a very long time. Are there companies that's caught up and made some
Yeah, of course.
absolutely, but end of the world, man. You want to have yourself a Glock because it's gonna run dirt. They done froze this gun in ice. They don't put it in ice. They don't put it in sand. They done put it in the ocean, the lake, and they was able to take this gun out and still be able to fire this gun. So it's torture tested. Every single Glock has every model that they put out. It has 50,000 rounds put through it before they even put it on, like in production, right? So you want to get yourself a Glock, man, for that reason because it's battle tested.
Right. So and so there's the fantasy of guns, right? Where you see movies, you motherfuckers shooting sideways, and he's you watch Dirty Harry with his big ass 44 Magnum blowing motherfuckers through windows, and
Yeah,
but the actual shooting, like the first thing you have to get used to with a gun is the sound, is the noise,
yeah,
because a lot of people when a gun fires, they close their eyes.
yeah, yeah,
Right? Whoa!
yeah.
They're surprised by it, they caught off guard. So that and then the recoil, or is I mean, because you're the trainer, so you tell me which would be the proper order to teach. Which one do you teach them to handle first?
I mean, as far as what order into where I do my training, I would say what we work on is proper recoil management, right? And that's just how you hold the gun, right? Most people, if you look on TV, and here I got to put this back together real quick, but if you look on TV, man, the way you hold the gun is very important. That's how you even shoot straight to begin with. So if you notice having that space in between here and here, I don't know how clear that is. This is the wrong way to shoot a gun. You want to choke all the way up on the gun like this, no space in between here and here. And I don't know how if y'all can see that or not, but shouldn't be any space in between there and there. And then trigger control, how far you go in on the trigger, it matters because you're either going to turn the gun one way or the other, having that finger go in there past that first knuckle. You should shoot on that first knuckle with the meatiest part of your finger right there, right?
Mm.
So, right, and side alignment, right? Those are the basic things that we teach right off bat. Because once you get those, man, I had this young lady, man. This is her second time. This is a young lady I went to high school with. Man, she just came to the range Saturday. Man, I'm talking about so much improvement, man. I'm talking about she can outshoot most of the guys that's out here doing it the wrong way. I'm talking about, like,
I see you gonna have somebody baby mama out here on his ass now. You don't even know.
hey, man,
He
not a lot of people talk about it, and the reason I teach that women class is because over 75,000 Black women are missing in the United States. Nobody talk about that, right? We got to start empowering them women to teach how to do it themselves and how to protect themselves because shit, obviously, you know, I mean, not everybody, but we doing a good enough job, man. If there's 75,000 Black women missing and nobody's talking about it.
That's true. That's a good point. And I've tried unsuccessfully to get my wife to she just like, nah, nah, nah.
Yeah,
God, but I'm like, just to, and by me knowing, having an understanding of firearms is like, take you to the store and get you something that fits you,
yeah,
something that you can hold, that
yeah.
you can manage the recoil, that's portable enough, something that you can get off quick with. And she's just like, no. So I know I agree though. I think Black women, man, and I'm talking about, listen, when I say that, I don't want brothers going crazy, but I think sisters should have that ability. I mean, just my wife when I'm not here,
Right.
just to be able
Absolutely.
to say, I could rack this 4.5 if he ain't here, or I can put this Glock 17, and that recoil on that is super manageable. It might just be a little big for her hand. That's what I'm saying. Get something that's more closer to her hand size. But we do have a question from the chat room.
Oh yeah.
He said, "What do you think about extended clips and drums for handguns?"
Man, I think those are for cats that can't shoot. They can't do it right the first time. They gotta have it the second time. I mean, my thing is like if you can shoot, you don't need it, bro. If you can shoot, you probably don't need to have an extended clip or even a drum for that matter. You know, I'm a big advocate of concealing your weapon, right? And if you doing it properly, you can't do it properly with no damn extended clip or drum. You know what I mean? So my thing is learn how to shoot to where you don't need a drum. If you need a drum, you probably need an AR or something bigger that you can do whatever you have to do from there.
But that's what I was saying earlier. Is I don't have a drum for my AR, but I got a 50 shot clip. I got 4 of them.
Right.
I don't need a listen. 50 shots and times 4. If you still don't hit him, run.
Yeah.
Just say just say, you know what, I'm gone, because
Yeah.
that's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, having a drum for AR, cool. That's fine. You know what I mean? But you ain't trying to conceal carry no AR, be in the streets with a drum. To me, that's why. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
feel
cool.
like it's more of the statement. It's more the statement though, because I've gone in places where you see a brother who has his, he got it on him. Maybe he got his carry and concealed thing, and the
Right.
sign ain't on the door, or whatever, and he got a clip hanging way out his. I'm like, damn, bro, like,
Hey, but
what's the
listen, I
catch?
can I can I can show you videos, man, to where in Milwaukee, these are Milwaukee videos to
Mm.
where people got their gun snatched because they showing their gun. And dude, this one dude, gas station, it's over on Fond du Lac over here, walking to a gas station, same thing, 30-round clip hanging out his Glock. He got his back turned, not paying attention to what's going on behind him. Dude snatches gun, he hide behind the gummy bears. This dude like 6'5". He behind the gummy bears, and the other dude probably like 5'8". He out the door, and dude, the other 6'5" dude behind the gummy bears, cowering behind the gummy bears. But my thing is, if you concealing your weapon properly, he don't know you carrying. Since you want to roll around with a clip, a 30-round clip, like fam, if it's that bad for you out in the streets to where you gotta have a 30-round clip, bro, you got crazy enemies. You probably don't need to live in a city no more. You
You
probably
need to
get it.
move.
Yeah, you probably need to get it.
Hey,
You
look,
gotta
You know what I'm
move,
saying?
nigga.
Like,
you don't need all that.
yeah,
Right. I
it,
thought what you said earlier in terms of Joey's question about the drums and whatnot was crucial because I grew up hunting with my father.
right.
So it wasn't about you unloading the gun. You had to
Yeah,
be accurate, and you can't. We in the woods.
yeah,
You can't shoot up all the bullets, and
right.
it's a rifle. So
Yeah,
it's like take your time, boy. Get that.
yeah,
We hunting raccoons up in trees.
yeah.
Yes, I was raised like a country boy, y'all. It is
That's
what it is.
dope.
Roll with it, man. I went
You
back.
know.
I
So
wish I was,
so
Yeah,
man.
so raccoons in the tree. I got a 22. He's like between he's standing behind me. Shine the light, and as soon as you see his eyes, shoot between that.
yeah.
That's how accurate you had to shoot. So when I go to the range now, I see a lot of youngsters come in, and it's all about the mag dump. It's all about that's where the drums, because they want to waste shots. It's like when you shooting at a human shaped target, they say critical mass. What's critical mass? Two shots
Or
to critical
it.
mass stops the threat, right?
Well, it should be center mass. So center
Okay.
mass is aiming right in the center of the target and then pulling the trigger. Because what happens and what stress the body goes through when you're in a critical situation, you got a adrenaline rush. You go from a resting heart rate 80 for men, about 70 for women, and almost double just like that, 150, 140. Right, your heart rate doubles, your breathing changes, your heart is pounding. Tunnel vision sets in. You go from being able to see what's on the side to only what's in front of you. Your stomach is turning. You have sweaty palms. You're sweating. Um, like you got all those external factors going on, right? Like how can you actively get through, whatever you're going through when you having all those external factors going on, right?
Right. So I mean, but you got a drum it's just point and spray, whereas you're not really shooting at
You're
a
not
target.
shooting. You're not shooting. That's not shooting. That
Okay.
like that. That's not shooting. The thing is, it's just like their skill, right? Their skill, like there's a difference between Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan. Dennis Rodman is the drum. Michael Jordan is accuracy and precision.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get what I mean? There's a difference in the two. Now, will a drum work? Yeah, but Dennis Rodman don't whooped everybody ass on the court, right? Or killed everybody in the place that wasn't supposed to be killed. The thing about and the kids think it's gangster to have a drum or a stick or whatever. Cool, it look cool, right? And that's the influence that all is. And again, why we got to take back the narrative, because they think it's cool to do this shit, right? But gangster for us was like, fam, we ain't killing no kids, we ain't killing no grandma, we ain't spraying no house down, bro. If I gotta get somebody, I'm gonna go get that person, right? That's gangster. That's
Hey,
gangster.
it was also gangster to hide your pistol too, not let
Yeah,
nobody know you had it.
yeah,
Cause see, it was a thing that we knew about called the element of surprise. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You don't want a
Man,
motherfucker
listen,
to know
man.
you got a pistol.
See, you
Cause if
could you
everybody know
hey,
you got a pistol, they gonna shoot you quick.
man, listen, that right there, what you just said, you call it the element of surprise, right? We call it the tactical advantage, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same fucking thing. It's literally like everything you just said is how it's supposed to be,
Right.
right? But these cats, these little knuckleheads running around here, man, they killing kids, they spraying every man, young women are getting shot, fam. I understand, man, beef. I done been in street shit, like all that shit. It's all well and dandy, man, but we got to take back the narrative as man, and black man especially. We got to take back that narrative to where it's not cool to be on no bullshit like that. Where
Right.
you got beef, you go handle that, but you ain't finna kill no kids, you ain't finna kill no grandmas, no mothers, no none of that shit. That shit is dead. It needs to be dead.
Right.
Ewok says you
I
got to get him
remember
a
a brother would get a pass even a lot of the time because they was with their mama or
Yeah,
their woman or something like that.
yeah.
sheesh. Yeah.
or kid.
Or a kid, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Ewok says he got to get him a Glock. His 9 is metal, but it still shoots, no jam. And you right. But like he said, there's some firearm companies, manufacturers who have worked and worked and worked to get close to Glock, but it's still just not that dependability and that ease of usage. Like that, just it's just so it's like a what they call a Swiss Army knife.
It is, man.
So but
Man,
let me get to my
maintenance
chat
out in the
room.
field. Maintenance out in the field. You trying to do maintenance out in the field with any other gun, you're gonna have a lot of fucking trouble. I can tell you that.
Yeah, right. He said, MC Tone said, I hold my gun like I hold my microphone.
Man,
He
you got.
rapping,
I
tapping,
hope
and
you're a dope
snapping.
MC then.
Joey Phillips said, is a Springfield Hellcat 9mm a good purchase?
Oh
That's a
yeah,
newer one.
yeah. That is. It's actually one of my favorite joints, man. The young. I don't know if y'all seen the in Indianapolis. It was about to be a mass shooting, and the young man that was there, he leaned up against the wall. He hit the target from about it was like 150 feet with a Springfield Hellcat. So yeah, the
Is that a
Springfield Hill.
9mm?
Yeah, it's a 9. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a concealed. It's meant for concealed carry. It's one of those dope guns, man. For me,
Right.
Springfield Hellcat, the Sig P 365, and let me see, the Ruger Security 9 is probably one of my top choices for concealed carry guns.
I
I
like
was looking at
Springfield.
the P365X because it came with
Yeah.
the dot the sight on it.
Yeah, that's that joint. It came with the what is that? It's Romeo Zero. Yeah, come on,
Okay.
Romeo Zero on that joint. Yeah, that's a nice joint too. I'll take that one all day.
Yeah.
I like Springfield, man. I told you my XD is nice. I got a 45. It's real nice.
Yeah,
XDM, it's real nice. It's a little older now. It's one of the first,
man,
or I think it
it's a
was second
classic.
gen.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, but
classic
he
though.
nice. Oh yeah, he thump, right? He
Yeah,
biggity
yeah,
bump, right? He make you throw your hands in the air and wave him like you just don't care.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
17 in the box too.
Yeah.
Don't teach my hoes how to shoot, MC Thomas. Teach my hoes
Hey
how to
man, no, man, look, man, they need protection too. I ain't calling it. Hey, hoes is hoes, but man, women are women, man.
He said
So,
don't teach them hoes how to shoot.
like I said, man, I get it, man. But somebody definitely got to protect them. Yeah,
Right.
somebody definitely got to protect them, man.
He said,
So
"Don't teach my hoes how to shoot." Now, this is something else too. Because I heard we talking about dependability, and you one of the first cats, a gun dude that didn't bring up the Kalishnikov design of the AK and the simplicity and the durability and the
listen,
dependability of the AK versus something like an AR-15.
hey man. So my thing is, I'm an AR guy, right?
Oh,
I fuck with my ARs, man. I probably got, honestly, man. I ain't gonna even put that number out there. How many I got?
right.
I got quite a bit of ARs, right? Um, So my thing is AR versus AK. I'm gonna go ahead with my AR all day long. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go with my
Okay.
AR, and the reason why is, um, first of all, it's over 20 million of them in the United States, right? Sold in the United States to people. So we talking about universal parts to where if some never go down, and I find one that's out, I need you to turn it off. Hey, and if one ever go off, I can pass it to one of my homies and he can repair his or I can repair mine, right?
Mm.
And I can make those repairs right on the field. And plus, tactically, what's better, right? You can't get like you can finna go get some with some wood furniture, or even if it's polymer, they don't make them tactically enough to where you can put a scope on the top and do all that stuff. Like, man,
You have
look,
to get a side rail,
you
right?
got to
Right.
get a side rail, attach it, and do all that other stuff. And Dracos, man, don't even get me started with that shit. I hate Dracos, man. And again, don't get me
You
wrong.
gonna piss a lot of people off with that one, man.
I sell them in the store, but think about it. People think about this, man. Dracos didn't get popular till a nigga rapped about them,
Right. Exactly.
right?
Just
They
like
didn't get
everything
popular.
else, yeah.
Yeah, they till a nigga rapped about them, but then that same nigga don't know about guns. When I listen to niggas talk and I apply my knowledge into what I know, like fam,
Right.
most rappers need to shut the fuck up about guns, and that's most of them. And I'm just being honest with you, right? Because what I see when I see shit on, man, with doing all the training I did, and you know, receiving awards and doing all that shit, like what I see on TV, I start to even question that shit, right? Like when the how you holding the gun and all and doing all that shit, I'll be like, what the fuck, like, because I'm so turned off about the education that they're allowing other people to see. I be turned off by that shit because it's just like, man, that's inaccurate. Like, for example, Black Youngster, man. I like a couple of his songs. He got one song where he hanging out the window with an AR-15, but he gripping that motherfucker on the muzzle, right? So if you shoot a gun with your finger on the muzzle, what's gonna happen?
Gonna burn the shit out yourself.
Burn the shit out yourself. Anybody with any fucking sense knows that, right? But they allowing these little niggas to think that type of shit is cool, and it's not cool to me. I be really thinking like, what the fuck? I like the song though. The song dope as fuck, but that shit's stupid. It's false information.
So that's you just made a great point because I watch a lot of stuff with my son, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the Milwaukee rappers, and I'm not this. I ain't gonna turn this into old hip hop head versus young hip hop head, but I'm watching these videos for the messages, right? And there's a lot of you know, posturing with firearms and money and weed and pills and all this kind of stuff. And the point that I made to my son from the first time I seen one is, first of all, they got too many premises mixed up together that should not be around. Because if you drinking, popping pills, smoking weed, getting high and all this shit, the last thing you need around is 50 dudes with guns with big ass 100-shot drums and shit.
Man,
that don't mix.
Thank you, man. Somebody had to fucking say it. Somebody had to fucking say it. And I'm glad you did, man. Because fuck them and fuck that. Because the thing is first of all, let's not teach irresponsibility. Let's not let's not do that. Let's not put guns like, my nigga. If my son, both my boys in college right now. One goes to UWM, one goes to Metropolitan State. One is getting this instrument rating to be a pilot tomorrow, in fact, right? So
that's dope as hell, man.
Information, man. I always got to give these dudes some information, right? And this is the result of me giving these dudes information, right? Is me accurately giving them information. So I'm so against somebody going on, you know, motherfuckers eating this shit up. Like if you listen to what Kyrie is saying, if you listen to what Kanye is saying, fam, this is all accurate. This is all accurate information, dog. We got to take the information back because these motherfuckers is allowing. They think that shit cool. They following into this shit to where it's just like it's irresponsibility, firearms, and they think it's gangster to do this and gangster to do that. Like, fam, look. I had a fucking life outside this shit now, nigga. I'm probably not supposed to fucking be here right now. So I can relate to that shit, but on a certain level, it was a different layer of respect for us. You know what I'm saying? Right. Anybody that's like 35 and older got a different fucking kind of respect for this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit more honor. This stealing kids and doing all that goofy ass shit. I don't even understand it. This like, fam, we sold drugs. These niggas use drugs. It's different. It's different, bro.
Right.
Like we didn't do this shit, fam. Like, nigga, if any of my niggas did crack, bro, you know what the fuck I would do tonight, fam? You can't even be. Hey, you can't go with us, bro. You a fucking crackhead, bro. Bro, think about what the fuck these pills is, bro. It's heroin, bro.
It's heroin.
Synthetic heroin. You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole different world. And I'm gonna let me catch the chat room. Let me catch the chat room up because we got some questions in there. If y'all got questions for this brother, Eddie Silva.
Silas.
Did I say it right?
Silas.
What I say? Silas. God damn it. Eddie Silas, right? Say it, Kamar. Say, God damn, Kevin.
God damn it, Kevin.
Eddie Silas, who is the owner of Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers. He represents Prolific Firearms.
Prolific Arms. Yeah,
Prolific Arms. So we're talking everything in terms of legal gun ownership and responsibilities tonight. The first question is, what's your opinion on switches?
Man, listen, man. Why? Like it's switch again. It's the same thing as a drum to me. Like it's cool, but fam, learn how to shoot. Why you need to spray something down when you can spray something once and take it out the way? You get it out the way,
Yeah,
but you want to spray and risk the lives of everybody around that. A switch is cool, but most
that's
people don't know
tough.
what they do with it. You get a switch, motherfucker, just ride around with a switch and never shoot it. Where you gonna shoot it at? You're not going to the range. So the first time you get to use a switch is when you actually need to use a switch. And now you done spray some shit down you don't need to spray down. It don't make no sense. Learn how to
Yeah,
shoot.
That's another one of them situations where the kids or the women gonna get hit and not the motherfucker you shooting at.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like man, and again, I don't mean no disrespect to anybody that's out there, man. But if you learn how to shoot, you won't need a drum on your pistol, and you won't need a switch on your pistol. Just come to one of these classes, man. I can, you know what I'm saying. I'll take care of you.
bro, man, we gonna get it in. I'm telling you, man, this brother going. All right, look, man, I just found my cousin, man.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
this this is the kind of shit I like to
yeah,
do, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this is the kind of
fam.
shit
See,
I
Yeah,
be
fam.
on.
Yeah,
I
fam.
told
So
you as
Yeah,
soon as I seen dude, I said, "Oh shit," because on Instagram I follow a lot of like, cause in the South the military is real prominent.
yeah,
So all the black people that's in the guns and tactical shit, they all got them down south. So when I came across you and see you, I think I hit you in your inbox like, fam, you in Milwaukee?
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm shopping with you from now on. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely
Cause
appreciate it, bro.
for
oh
sure,
yeah, I'm
fam.
coming.
Cause
Oh, I'm. You know what? I gotta get some too. I'm sorry, real.
it's
I gotta
all
pull
good.
my Kamar. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm cutting you off, right? Like that's some Kamar shit, right? Like Kev, I don't mean to say shut up and shut the fuck up. Listen, that's what Kamar be doing to me and shit. Shut your ass up, respectfully, right? But no, I'm coming your way too because I got we gonna have some. Yeah, because I'm coming in. I'm telling you, I'll be there. I don't even have to spend where I've been spending at.
Man,
What's the next
Right,
question?
in fact, I want
right.
y'all to come do a show there, bro. Come do a show there, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna host you, man. You know, get you the food, get you all set up, man, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be a great experience for y'all.
That'd be dope as hell, man.
Man,
Yeah,
say no more. And when I tell my son this, he gonna be like, "When we going?"
yeah, yeah. And in fact,
And he don't give a shit about my show. He gonna be like, "When we doing
let's do
Outlaw
a two
Radio?"
show series. We're gonna do one at my shop, then we're gonna do one over at Bear Arms, man, and we just gonna go tear it up, man. You know what I mean? ARs, AKs, we're gonna bring all that.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Wait, look. Let me get back to the chat room. Let me get back to the chat room. Hey, he ain't talking to everybody. He talking to us at Outlaw Radio. So don't y'all be calling like, "Hey man, I want to come up there with my show with my phone and do this podcast." Don't be trying to jump on our shit.
Yeah, man.
What's
I
the
just
one?
want y'all to get a good experience, man, and come out there and share it with people, see how we
For
rock.
sure.
Oh man, we it's on and popping, man. I'm telling you, we gonna get this done with the gypsiness. Joey said, "What's the worst gun? What gun should be stayed away from?"
High Point, High Point, and a Sky SCCY. Stay away from both of them crap junk ass guns, man. Like if you got a High Point, the best place to put that is in the garbage.
You know what? I was looking at the High Point carbine at
Yo,
one
you know
point
what?
in time.
Carbine is not bad. It's not bad.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
because
carbine ain't bad.
I was looking for bigger guns, but then somebody told me like, you might want to try to keep the same caliber, so you ain't got to get all kind of different bullets. So I've been looking at 9mm carbines just to have around the
Man,
house too.
No, don't
check
limit yourself.
that.
Don't
Don't.
limit
Okay.
yourself.
So look, get you a Ruger PC charger. A
I
Ruger
seen
PC
that. I
charger, and then
seen
you
that
can
at Fleet
change the
Farm.
Glock mag, man, them joints. And no, don't go to Fleet Farm. I need you to come to Wisconsin
Oh,
Firearms.
for sure, for sure. But no, I'm saying I seen it there. I was,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
I
looking at it
definitely
there,
appreciate
and he was telling us about it because I think it was the summertime, but it was right before they was about to drop some law to where you can't have the wrist
the brace, the brace.
yeah, okay,
Brace.
yeah. So did they ever drop that law to where you can't get
It's
the
supposed to be
brace?
something coming December 31st, man. We'll see how it goes.
Damn, so I got to get something before then.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, I would definitely, yeah.
And
I'm
it,
still able to sell them right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they did ban, they banned a couple of items, man. They and the brace is going to be supposedly one of them. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing about that is they said they put the brace on there for disabled veterans,
Right,
so that
but
they can still be able to enjoy their firearms and shit.
right, yeah, and that's the thing. And then for a while they talking about disabled firearm or veterans didn't need firearms, and that they got rolled over for that shit, but they
Oh, that's
did do this.
crazy as hell.
Yeah, man, it was a whole thing, dude. This firearm shit is it's a tricky motherfucking beast. I can tell you that, man.
I bet. I
Definitely,
bet.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole, it's a subculture, man.
it
Because
is.
once I got involved and started being a regular at the range or whatever, and starting to know some of the dudes, it was like you start talking with the other cats there, and you realize the real depth of it, like how it goes. Like people really shooting fully customized piece for piece
Yeah,
firearms
yeah,
to cater to their specific shooting styles. And it's like, whoa,
yeah,
you got what on there? Like,
yeah.
man. So let me see what else we got. And I want to say too about the high point. And I when I first really started getting firearms legally, I had some friends in Minnesota who I went to school with, and they had kind of started at the same time.
Yeah.
So I rolled up there one weekend, and my family and all this. And my boy was like, "Man, you should check this out, man." And I caught the slick deal on this cold-blooded pistol. I'm like, "For real?" He like, "Yeah, man, I got the pistol, 2 clips, a holster. It was like $85." And he pulled the high point out and put it on the table. And I laughed at
Hey,
that
hey,
Eddie
what
Murphy.
what kind of sound did it make when he put it on the
It was
table?
like
It was a clunk,
right.
clunk like a fucking
And I
brick.
just
Right.
laughed, right? I laughed, and I laughed. And he was like, "What's so funny?" And at the time, I had the Beretta PT-92. That was like the first one that I had purchased, right?
Okay.
So I pulled him out. And 17 in the box with an extra mag in the holster. What I pulled him out, and it was chrome, everything, laid it on the table. And he's like, "Man, what the fuck?" I had the soft leather grip, everything, soft rubber grip and everything. He like,
Yeah.
"Man, what is this?" I said, "See, when guns, it's you truly get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You pay 85. Well, I paid $400 for this gun, brand new, right? And I got a deal on it." He like, $400. I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "A gun is a gun." I said, "No, that goes to show how ignorant you are, because I can go to this to anywhere right now and let out all 17 of these in this gun, and it's gonna fire. You get around 4 or 5, especially if the gun ain't broke in, you jammed up."
Easy. Hey, but check it. When people be like, "Hey, how much money should I spend on a gun?" People always ask me that, and I'll be like, "Shit, what's your life worth? What's your life worth?" Like my
Right.
thing is, if you want to put your money into something that's not battle tested, it ain't been through shit, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to put your, I think a high point costs like 150 right now. You can get
Right.
yourself a high point for 150. Motherfucker, like, what's your life worth? Like, shit, at minimum a Glock, at minimum. You know what I'm saying?
5,
Like,
6.
yeah, man, listen, man, motherfuckers just need to. I'm not relying on no. If you out in the field, bro, you want a high point.
I don't. I would never, ever, absolutely
You know
not.
what I'm saying? So just a question for everybody that's on here: what's your first gun you grabbing?
Mm. You talking about like right now? If I gotta go, well, hold on. First of all, let me get the chat room because I like that question. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Um, Ernest said the AM. I think he's talking about the AK or the AR.
okay.
He said the AM shoots smooth. I don't know which one he's talking about. What's up, Ace Cooley? I see you. He said the AR-15 is better for accuracy.
Man.
The AK is power. Don't
Hey,
hate on the Draco. That's a Draco owner, right? Who don't really realize in the field his functionality is pretty slim to none. You
yeah,
got a short ass barrel with a high powered, like a high caliber
a
gun.
7.62 by 39 round coming out of
Right,
there
right.
with
In a
no.
short barrel.
It's not going to be pleasant, and it's going to be tough to get back on target right away. So if
Right,
you
right.
got somebody like you gonna get outgunned, why do you think the military goes with the 5.56 NATO
But I
round?
will tell you this though, because I'm an AK guy too. I love ARs, but I'm an AK guy too. And the one that I have, the long barrel
Okay,
is an instrument. Like, cause
right,
if I'm getting with now, if we far away, you're right.
yeah,
That AR, but
yeah.
if we can get within medium to close distance,
I'm gonna say
I'm
three.
cleaning
You
up.
good? You good? 300 yards. 300 yards. You should be
Hmm.
good. You know what I mean? Well, with ARs, you're about 4 to 450. You know what I'm saying? Standard. So it just depends on what you're trying to do, man. The thing is like the AK is reliable, right? It's just it's battle tested, but most AKs here in the United States is not the same. The
No.
Kalashnikov is a different kind of fucking beast. But all the guns that are made here in the US, we don't have access to Russia guns no more. Right?
So
And
no,
it's
but
been a
the
long
only
time.
thing with the AK variants, and I got really into them. If you're gonna upgrade the bolts and the receivers and all that, if you're gonna start upgrading those parts, you can get close to that quality.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's not gonna be a Kalashnikov. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not. Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's not going.
it's a very simple system. An AK runs on a way more simplified system than an AR
It
does.
does. That's agreed. That's definitely agreed. But like I said, AR, man, it's a different kind of beast,
It's
man.
got some ups to it. I like it.
I challenge anybody, man. I give you. Let me see. I give you. I want to make a bet. Anybody that can outshoot me with a AK, right? I'm gonna give you $100 gift certificate to my store.
Oh no! But hold on, I got to come see you and get sighted in. Let me. I'm gonna take that bet. But let me get. Let me
Hey,
get. I
but
gotta
what
know.
if they lose?
Hey, and if you lose, let me see. If you lose, you know what? I'm gonna let you put it up. I'm gonna let you put it up. You know what? You put $100 on it for some lady to take a class. Pay
Okay.
for a lady to take my
That's a good one.
my pistol course.
That's a dope wager there.
Yeah,
Ace Cooley said, "I don't like these switches on Glocks because of it being a handgun. There's no accuracy, and basically you're
man.
spraying and hitting nothing but innocent people." Yes, sir.
My boy
Right.
is right. What's his name, bro?
Ace Cooley.
Hey, it's Cooley, man. Shout out to you, bro. You absolutely right about that, man. These cats need to learn how to shoot.
My brother Sayer, who also does a show, the morning shift, MKE, hittinghardradio.com. The Pulse of the City, he said hit him up because he want to have you on the show.
Oh,
That's
definitely.
dope.
You
That's
can
dope.
promote more. I mean, this is what happens with Outlaw Radio. This is
Oh
what
yeah,
happens when our
definitely appreciate
community,
it, man.
our little
Man.
small village here that we rock with. We touch each other, not pause, not like that, but we get,
Hello, family. You ain't say nothing.
right. I just want to be clear. If a motherfucker just tuning in, be like, oh, they touching each other tonight. Like, no, motherfucker, we actually talking about guns and shit. So that's opposite of
Hey,
that.
I did have a question though, fam. Cause
Okay.
like, okay, so to the black community, uh, like my people, like I mean our people, shit. Like I come across so many people who should like you shouldn't need a gun. We got the police, but then when you look on the internet, like I'm into tactical shit.
Yeah.
So I've watched little 9-year-old white girls go from carrying the shotty hitting targets to dropping that, picking up the
Hey,
pistol hitting targets,
yeah.
going through the whole
Of course, yeah. See,
right.
look,
I mean, it's dope to me, but how do we kind of
hey,
take away that stigma with
man,
our
listen,
people?
That's the negative stigma that's attached. The unfortunate thing is we've been conditioned to think that we're fucking monsters. We've been conditioned to think that we aren't deserving of being protected. Black woman, you deserve to be protected. Black king, you deserve to be protected. Right? We all our children deserve to be protected. Right? They want you to think that every community is the same, right? They want you to think just because you're black, you're more prone to violence than they are. But how many black school shooters do you see? Right?
Shit.
How many black mass shooters do you see? It's far in between, right? So my thing
Right.
is, man, we control the narrative. We can't allow them to think for us. We got to think for ourselves and come up with our own independent thought about if you are worth being protected or not. Because I'm sorry to tell you, you're the first responders. The police
Right.
are there. They come after the fact that something happened to you. The average police response time in Milwaukee is 33 minutes. 33 minutes in 2021 was 33 minutes was the average police response
Wow.
time. So my thing is they give somebody enough time to kill you and walk home afterwards. You know what I
Man.
mean?
Right.
Decide, and I say to that person, that say that you don't need a gun, hey, is your life worth being protected or not? Right? Is your life worth it? Because my kid's life is, and I'm gonna lay it down for him, whether I gotta go or somebody else gotta go. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
For me and everybody in my family, and I'm hoping that they feel that way about themselves too, because it's just what it is, man. Challenge. I would challenge them, bro. Just ask them, hey, is your life worth being protected?
And I would
Right?
also
Okay,
tell
so
anybody who wants to learn about firearms, I hate to say this, but I have to, because YouTube is such an excellent resource to get a surface understanding. Now, years back when I first really started getting really into them, I started watching Hickok 45 on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Have you watched Hickok 45 on YouTube?
I haven't, man, but
Okay.
remember when I told you I started the AR thing? I started
Uh-huh.
all YouTube videos, bro. All YouTube videos is how I started building AR,
Okay.
getting into
Okay.
stuff.
But what he does is he goes through every caliber, every type. I'm talking about from old West, Wild West guns, World War II, World War I guns, to like the ultimate fully auto stuff now. And he's is very knowledgeable. He's very knowledgeable. So to get an understanding of firearms, you got to go. GT, you got to turn your radio down, man. Getting too much background from that.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
So yeah, but I think it's important that people familiarize themselves. Like, and when you come into purchasing a firearm, I would hope that you walked people through the process of saying, they walking off the street like, I want that gun I seen on TV, right? And what
Yeah,
gun
I
are you
get that.
talking
I
about,
get that a lot.
right? So you walk them through a process of, okay, what's comfortable in your hand? Are you
Yeah,
thinking about recoil? To start just shooting a 45, like you a 45 guy like myself.
yeah.
There's a level of progression you need to have from a 9mm.
Yeah, it definitely is, because there's some adjustments you got to make. The first thing I start with when helping somebody select a gun, man, is purpose. What's your reason for this purchase? Whether it be self defense, right, or concealed carry, or home defense, right? What are you going to be using this gun for mainly? If it's home defense, you want something with a higher round capacity, something you can attach a tactical light to where you don't have to go through the house turning on lights when you hear a bump in the middle of the night, right? Because you still got to be able to acquire the target and identify the target and isolate the target, right? When it comes to the castle doctrine. So those are three things you got to be able to do, and you can't do that in the dark. So you need a rail attachment. Now, if you're going for something for concealed carry, you want something that's smaller to where you can put on you. You still gonna have a decent round capacity, and also you don't want the public to know you have a firearm. So
Okay.
those are some things you need to consider when choosing a gun, and then going from there. As far as like you want something that you've seen on TV, I would say do some research first, because you don't know if that's truly what you want until you shoot it. Right? Do
right.
some research first. Go over to Bear Arms. You can rent that gun before you shoot it. Right? Tell them Prolific Arms sent you, or Wisconsin Firearms sent you, and you can go rent that gun. I think you can rent up to 3 guns for $25.
Mm,
Shoot that gun before you get it, and I'll put it on order for you, or you can come get it from the store. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So get some experience first before you start, watching TV and saying, "Oh yeah, John Wick had that. I want that." No,
right.
John Wick had that 4.5 because he know how to handle that 4.5.
Right. GT, I had you on deck for your question. If you want to call back before we get out of here, because I'm gonna let this brother go, because hopefully this will be the first of many visits. And I'm telling you that live we're gonna do from your store. Um, we're gonna do it. We're gonna
Oh
do
yeah,
it. Absolutely. And me and you gonna set it up, or you and I, as Rick
yeah,
James would say, pause. But we gonna set that up and make that happen, man. And because I'm for real, I feel like firearms are very important. Damn, I keep missing your call, June, because I'm. Let me see if I can get you in, man. Because okay, hear me now. I'm paying attention. TR to say your flip phone acting up, Kev. But no, I think firearms are very important, but I think it takes a certain level of maturity and responsibility and understanding. I think
right.
it's just like I'm getting into this to this car thing right now again, and I'm learning, like, people say, well, you get a charger, go get a Hellcat off top. Well, you don't need a Hellcat off top. You got to figure out how to drive first. So,
yeah.
Start with something moderate and work your way up. So you don't need an AK-47 off top. Start with a 9mm or something. What's your question, GT, for our brother here?
Okay, my question was for like a home shotgun. So I was told that I should have a shotgun in my home, and like a Remington 860 or something like that. What's your opinion on the shotgun that you
Man, the
have
shotgun.
in your home?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done with the question, bro?
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a shotgun is always a great choice for home defense. But what I worry about a shotgun, if it's going to be a pump, is the recycle time, right? Like you having to rack another slide just in case there's multiple people. You know what I'm saying? Or rack another round just in case there's multiple people. I say if you're going to get a shotgun, man, it should definitely be a semi-automatic versus a pump,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Um,
Ooh,
and
I
I
again,
got
was
one.
looking at one. I was
I
looking at
got
one look
one.
like an AR.
yeah, I mean that's a good choice. It's a good choice, man. But I check those brands, man. Make sure you get a reputable brand, read those reviews, dive into it that way because most guns, like when there's a problem, there's a problem with the gun across the board. There's not just one the same. Just like when the Sig situation happened with the P320, like there was a problem across the board, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was manufactured one way, and then it was a problem with 100 of them, so they had to
Right.
recall all of them. So read those reviews, dive into it because uh there's not a major company making a semi-automatic that's set up on an AR platform. One that, and again, depending on how much money you want to spend on one, the Benelli M4 is a dope gun to have, and also the Beretta 1301 is super dope shotguns. A little bit more expensive, like the 1301, I think is roughly about $1,400. But
Mm.
read the reviews, invest.
Mine's is a bullpup.
Yeah, and the bullpup. Yeah, that's not a bad choice either. It's
Yeah,
definitely
my
not a
my
bad
semi
choice.
is a bullpup. It's
Yeah,
it's it's a different animal.
yeah.
Was you done, GT, or you had something else to add to the question?
Oh no, I couldn't hear myself talking, so it was kind of crazy to me. But man, I'm thank you for. So you saying the M4 is the good one?
No, the Benelli M4. Yeah, Benelli M4, and also if you want to go cheaper, but it's the cycle time is actually faster than the Benelli M4 is the Beretta 1301.
Beretta 1301.
Yeah, Beretta 1301. That's the joint, and Google that joint, man. It's a nice gun.
All right, my brother. I want to thank you for coming, man. Like I said, hopefully this will be the first of many shows. I know we're going to definitely have something coming up. And try to give the perspective of um responsible, respectable, foundational Black Americans who believe in protecting what's theirs and also appreciating, like I said, the engineering. And I mean, some guns are works of art, like the
It
way they
is, man.
function. It's like it's once you start to get into the engineering part of it. Like I got into RC cars because of the engineering, the level of engineering on being able to take these motors and build these machines up. I got into cars because of the engineering, my Monte Carlo and my 350 versus whatever else. And so I got into firearms the same way because I was like, wow, I mean, it's a machine that can cause a lot of damage, but it's something that you can also have a whole lot of fun with if you just out plinking or if you just hitting some targets and stuff like that. So the stigma should be removed and the safety and the awareness of how these things work should be brought in. Now, one more time, can you give the people your website, where your store is, how they can get in touch with you if they want training,
Okay,
whatever you
so
have?
man, I encourage everybody to follow Prolific Arms on Instagram and also on Facebook. That's prolific_arms. And then my store is Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers. You can check out our website, wifirearms.com. Check out the inventory on there. You can get in touch with me via those social media platforms, both on Instagram and Facebook for Wisconsin Firearms and Transfers and Prolific Arms. So yeah, man, just come check us out. And I encourage, everybody on the show, come check out the store, man. And I'm looking forward when y'all come, and
For
do the
sure.
podcast there.
And
For
what's your
sure. For
hours?
sure.
What's your hours?
The hours are we're actually Monday through Saturday. Monday through Saturday. Monday through Wednesday, it's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday and Friday is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. All
Yeah, man,
right.
you can check out those hours online too. Just Google Wisconsin or WI Firearms and Transfers.
Okay. Well, you got anything else you want to say to the brother? Because I know and I got to include you in the whole thing of all of us. First of all of the outlaws are invited. I know, but I want us all to kind of coordinate on this, because it is going to be one of our the first of several. Because I know after this, everybody, it can't just be about what you want. You didn't want to do this, but you did the gun shit. What about what I like, Kevin? What about me?
What about what I like?
Hey,
Right.
hey, I feel a lot of tension coming from that side of the car.
Right. This motherfucker talking to me. I know he ain't talking to me. Goddammit. I said that motherfucker meant it. How many times I done invited you to the garden? Now you ready to go and shit.
Right.
No, we gonna get to all of that, man. We gonna get to all of that, but we gonna make this one happen. Bro, you got something anything else you wanted to say to the brother while he's
Hey
here?
man, I just appreciate the dope ass episode, man. That you answered a lot of questions I had, and then also you at least show other people that guns are tools like any other tool. They as malicious or benevolent as the wielder, you know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Kamar, you got anything you want to say to this brother while we got him here?
Hey, I appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah,
This was a dope show. I appreciate it.
definitely salute, man. Salute. Both of y'all.
Sure.
I mean, all y'all, man. Keep up the good work, man. We just need to hear that voice, the positive voice in the community, man, and keep people informed. It's a super dope platform y'all got here.
Appreciate
Oh, it's
it,
gonna
man.
get greater now because we about to add a new element to it.
Oh yeah,
Trust me.
definitely.
Now I want to say this to my people because we talk about our empowerment and our liberation on many different levels. We talk about the economic aspect of it. We talk about the cultural significance. We talk about the holistic perspective, which my brothers do so eloquent a job of explaining how things work that we should be doing in terms of putting in our bodies. We talk about it from a socio-political perspective, which is more or less what I pretty much ramble on. And then we do pop culture. But here's a whole other level to this, which I like to refer to as self-preservation. And I think it's very important that we have individuals in our communities who are responsible, who know how to do certain things and possess certain skills in terms of being tactical or operating firearms, just in case worst case scenario hits. If it never comes, it's fine and dandy. It's better. What they say is better to need it than not to have it, than to have it and not to need it, or some shit like that, right? Like, so I feel the same way with guns. So I feel like we need to educate ourselves more. Therefore, we can, when we do mentor our young men, we can say, no, look, brother, let me tell you, because if I can teach you to respect the firearm, you will be less likely to be reckless with it,
Man,
right? If
that's
I can
powerful.
teach you that, hey, man, this is not a toy. And I think one of the reasons that I took my son to the range is because I wanted to be the first one to say, okay, this is a firearm, this is how this works, and this is the discipline, as opposed to one of his little partners having some kind of throwaway and they go somewhere and fuck off with it.
Right,
I
right.
would prefer for him to be the one who can say in the car, like, hey man, hold on, you know what that is? That's a so and so and so and so. If it's like that SIG, hey man, freeze that. They got trigger problems. I wanted him to be knowledgeable to protect himself, right? Like to say, no, brother, you don't need that long ass clip if you know how to shoot.
Yeah.
So I absolutely appreciate you coming, and I hope people will and I hope you can go and hook up with Sair. I'll pass your information along to him because that's a good look too. It's another platform that we rock with each other. So that's a dope look for you too. So hopefully you can get on there and get even more exposure, man. So
Man,
that's what's up.
much as I can, man. I appreciate you fellas, man.
Yeah,
For sure,
man.
for sure.
I've absolutely always loved the phrase, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And I still believe that to be true. If I got to come down to a situation where I got to choose between my life and yours, your ass is a goner, black, because I'm
Yeah,
choosing me and mine every time.
man.
So,
It's
so I
unfortunate,
ain't no
but
killer
hey,
like that, but I'm just saying I don't mind. I don't
right,
mind. It
man.
is what it is.
unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, it's really unfortunate. And I just remind everybody, man, it's not as easy as just shooting someone and going home, man. We live life with responsibility. Right? You think you're
Mm.
gonna shoot somebody, it's still a legal process to go through. It's still the families of the other parties to deal with it. Not that you necessarily got to deal with them, but imagine being that person that was taken away. You know what I mean? You got to put yourself in the shoes of others, man, and be responsible with it. Owning a gunship is a discipline, just like martial arts. It requires some patience. It requires some discipline, and for you to just practice. You know what I mean?
So get with this brother, man. Black firearms owners, foundational Black American gun owners. You got it here on Outlaw Radio. You already know, man. So if you're sitting around and you saying, man, damn, this what a great show. I think I want to hear this again. We'll be back Wednesday night. And if you're sitting around like, man, they ain't talking about shit, man, they don't know shit, then I think you're one of those type of people whose criticism of the community outweighs your contribution. And that ultimately results in your ass being a coon. I see y'all Wednesday night, man. Peace and love.